Land.
Ding, ding, ding.
Welcome to Bonus Land, everybody. How's everyone doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Cherry, are you good?
Jerry, you're good over there? All right, cool.
We had a good episode.
I think so.
It
Decent.
was good. Energy's
Decent.
coming back. We're getting back.
Yeah, we're in the swing.
The thing is now we just crank out so many episodes that it's almost getting repetitive, and we need to, like, by episode 100, up it. Something needs to happen.
Well, I always say we need to stay away from the formulaic stuff and get into like cringe that's weird or cringe that's nobody's talking about. So if you guys have things like that that fit cringe or Urban Decay that are kind of underreported, please send them to us.
Yeah.
You know, I get tired of the pronoun stuff.
Yeah,
it's
me
only
too.
But clown self. How can we pass up clown? Calling someone a clown, honk honk.
Hey, bozo.
Hey, clown. Yeah, you with the stupid hair, clown.
Over here, clown.
Yeah. So I mean, you know, we just want to avoid getting formulaic and get into some weird stuff and cover things that Tucker doesn't beat us to and stuff like that.
Yeah, Tucker's been beating us a lot lately.
We had the FAA thing, and it was like some guy wrote a Substack article about how the FAA quietly widened their parameters, and it was getting a little bit of attention. And then we turn on the TV, and Tucker's like, "So the FAA did this," and we're like, "Fuck!" Like,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, we're not exactly journalists, but we're covering things that aren't being covered by the mainstream. And so when Tucker beats us, it's good for the world, but it's bad for us, right?
Yeah,
when Tucker covers it.
A little update from last week. I did not go on a date with Miss Russia.
Couldn't get it done. Has to lose weight now.
Couldn't get it done. Too fat.
Too fat. Too sloppy. So
what it is.
we got to go to Costco, get some meal preps, and get back on a nice diet.
We've been meal prepping from Costco. We're eating couscous and shit.
Yeah, it's good.
It's good.
Do you want to talk about the cop who got ran through by the entire police department?
Sure.
Because I've been itching to talk about that. I know you guys have all seen the memes. It's kind of over by this point. But I'm just getting a big laugh at the fact that all these guys were having some down low sex with the disgusting girl. And they all thought, like, nobody will ever find out about this. I don't have to date her. I don't have to do anything. It's free, easy sex. And then they got the most exposed that anyone's ever been exposed. You know?
Yeah.
So
that was pretty bad. And then it just kind of shows, like, guys will
fuck anything.
Guys will have sex with pretty much anyone who's going to want to have sex with them.
If it's easy and available and you're a cop and you want to bust a nut, there's somebody there for you, but you will get caught eventually and exposed.
Eventually will get caught. And her husband is staying with her.
Yeah.
Michael Knowles had an interesting tweet about that.
Yeah, Michael Knowles, because Knowles is a Catholic and I'm a Catholic, but divorce is a big no-no. But this is where Knowles loses me. Somebody goes, Gabriel said, is this a good enough reason for divorce? This is not a troll question. I am being sincere, at Michael J. Knowles. And Knowles goes, strange as it sounds to our modern culture, nope, not a reason for divorce. 6 cops run through your wife, your beautiful bride. Beautiful.
Is it a reason for honor killing?
That's what I said.
Right? Like,
that's when I said to Fleckus, I go, oh, now I get honor killings. And I'm not endorsing them. I'm not condoning them, but now I get them.
I understand them more now.
And it's different from your daughter who got sexually assaulted and now you have to kill her as the father.
That honor killing doesn't work.
We don't make sense of that. That doesn't make sense.
Don't make sense.
But this one, I'm not saying anybody should, but I understand it.
If you can't divorce her and you need the marriage to end,
I don't know.
What does the book say?
Yeah. So that was crazy. I mean, that was a crazy story, and it's wild how people's attention will just go on this. Like an below average girl, like that picture. It was every meme, every single page I saw posted memes about it. So
yeah,
kind of a cultural
her
moment
and
there.
the FTX girl. It's like there was like a meme that was like, this is the season of these types.
There's a new breed out there, and they're causing trouble. They're not doing good. So
Miss Universe didn't go out with me.
Let's keep circling back
Let's
to
keep
that.
circling back on that. Never had a chance. She didn't even like me. She wanted to use me to promote her, probably. Never liked me, never got to know me.
And then look at the clip that came out of Miss Universe. It was Miss Universe will be run by women.
Oh, they translated?
That voice. Was that trans person?
That was a trans person.
Of course, right?
And people ran with it and were like, the new Miss Universe is a trans lady. It's like, no, that's the owner.
That was the owner?
That's the owner.
Weird Chinese guy?
Yeah, little lady boy.
All right. Hey.
The future is for women.
The future is for us. And it's like, you're not one of us.
Oh, that was good. And then Miss America won. Miss USA won.
Oh, really?
And then Miss Ukraine had some stupid outfit where she was like some battle angel with a sword.
Oh, give Zelensky more. We must give Zelensky more money.
I was telling Miss Russia, I was like, yo, they might give it to Miss Ukraine just for the war narrative.
Yeah.
They might give it to Miss Ukraine. Just so I said, watch out.
Be prepared.
The Americans love Ukraine. They give all of our money to Zelensky. She knew. She gets it. Yeah. Putin supported her. I told her I love Putin.
Yeah.
And
I respect Putin.
Yeah. I love Putin.
He's trying to keep globalism out. Globo homo, not in Russia, boys.
And he might be sick, so I hope that he's fine. But maybe he's not sick. They might just be saying that because Joe Biden's sick.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Let's get into some action. What's first? Scooby-Doo?
Yeah, I don't.
Or do you want to do the bottles of bourbon question?
Let's go with the bottles of bourbon question.
So we saw a meme, and it says, if someone offered you $3.2 million, but you had to finish a bottle of bourbon every 2 days for the next 364 days, would you take the deal?
My initial thought is yes. 3.2 mil, I'll develop a system, right? I'll have a bourbon in the morning with like a big glass of water, try to dilute it, try to get as much like sort of things like an IV. You know, how many IVs? I get an IV every week and it's like replacing me basically, or IV every 3 days. And that's that's the 0.2 of the 3.2 million. You know, I think there's ways around this. And Fleckus said you'd be an alcoholic.
You'd be an alcoholic for sure. You'd be addicted to alcohol by the end. You'd have to do some sort of thing where you wake up, you do a bunch of shots with a bunch of water, and then you like work out. Like you go like run on the treadmill or something to burn it off.
Yeah.
And then you do like a liquor protein shake after.
And I think there's a way to get it done because that's half a bottle per day. So you start with a drink, you start with 2, you figure it out.
But the problem is,
So are you not taking it though?
I don't think I would take the deal. I don't think I could do it.
Because you'd be an alcoholic afterwards.
Well, I don't even like drinking. I couldn't. I literally would make it like a month, and I would be like, "This sucks. I'm quitting." And also, I haven't done the podcast for a month. I lost my job. I'm now drinking all day, and now it's like if the thing is, if
You're
you
drunk
start
podcasting.
Yeah, well, if podcasting at all, like you might not. If you make it 8 months and then you stop, you ruined your whole life, and you have no money, and you're an alcoholic now.
That's true.
So
that's the darkest timeline.
That's the dark. It's like I would maybe figure out a way to put it in food or milkshakes or something, but like I don't think it's possible.
Yeah. All right.
I think I would die.
Yeah. Fair.
Because then there'd be ones where it's like, oh, you didn't drink yesterday because you were sick, and now you have to drink a whole bottle today, and you're still sick, and if you don't, it's over, and you have to drink it right now, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
3.2 million. It's like if you do it, great. If you don't do it, you ruined your whole life.
That's true. I saw 3.2 million. I said I can develop a system.
Would you rather
I can get through this.
Alcohol or 1 bullet in a 5 bullet revolver Russian roulette?
5 bullet revolver. So that's a 20% chance. Nah, I can't risk my life. I can risk teetering on alcoholism. I can't risk just a boom end it right there. So no, I wouldn't risk the 20% bullet.
What alcohol would you drink if you had to pick your whiskey?
If I had to pick bourbon, a type of bourbon, or any sort of, I have a choice. I don't know. I don't even know bourbons.
Me neither. That's why I'm saying you can't just like start drinking. Yeah. That first week is crazy, and that's one of 50 something weeks. Like you're fucked.
Yeah. I don't know. Half a bottle though? That just doesn't seem like that much to me.
You can do it during Mardi Gras.
We're also bigger. I'm 6'3". Yeah. I'm 245.
I'm 6'1",
3XX.
2 something.
High 2s. I don't know. Maybe.
Very high 2s.
But yeah, so I don't know. It just doesn't seem like that much. I think I could develop a system, get some liquid IVs, get some IVs in the house. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe eat bread.
Let's not think about it too much. This was kind of a throwaway discussion, and we just had it right before we filmed, so we wanted to continue it.
Okay. Next, Miss Universe didn't text me back. We already talked about that.
You keep bringing it
up. I never
up.
had a chance. She doesn't even like me. She wanted to use me for my platform. Next.
Black Velma, Scooby-Doo, the lowest rated show of all time.
Yeah.
So Velma came out on HBO Go, another woke show where they made Velma black for some reason. They had to. Or she might be Indian. I don't even know.
And this was made by Mindy Kaling, who is the Office Indian person.
Yes.
Who also used to be really dark brown Indian and is now looking like white almost.
Yeah, here's the picture. She used to look disgusting, and now she has a white glow, and she's like, if you went to a dentist, if this was a teeth whitening ad, they'd go, look at these results. They'd say, our product works 10 out of 10, right?
Yeah.
She's light as hell. And so the ratings are terrible. It has a 0.4 out of 10 on Metacritic. It has 1.4 out of 5 on Google and a 1.7 on IMDb, which I think is the lowest that it's ever gotten.
Yep. And then they're saying the reason that they have all these bad votes is because, what do they call it?
They call it review bombing.
Review bombing. So they're like, oh, come help us. Everyone's review bombing us and leaving us 1 star. And it's like, well, if your content was good, where's all the good reviews?
Shouldn't there be an equalization after a couple weeks when the trolls go away and the real fans are there?
You have 3,000 negative reviews and 0 good reviews.
Yeah.
Is it bombing, or maybe you deserve it?
Yeah. I think there's a new game being played where that is the marketing program, where they just talk about how bad it is, and then people are curious, and then the woke people go and like that's their marketing machine now is bait. They just bait a fight, and they go, they're fighting with knives. Like, let's go. We're getting some views.
But they changed the show around. They made Velma black. They made Scooby-Doo a black guy.
I think so. There's no dog, I don't think.
There's no dog in Scooby-Doo, I guess. And then Shaggy is like a stoner, like Rastafarian type.
Yes. And then the white guy, Fred, is like the dumbest person on earth.
Yeah.
So,
dumbest, stupidest white guy ever.
Here's some quotes. It said, Fred's a rich white guy with a tiny dong. These are all white people, Daphne. Coughing, white girl with too much money. White girl with too much money. Cough. So I don't, don't waste your time, but I like to check in and make sure everything's failing that should be failing.
Yeah.
That's kind of where I get off.
Yeah.
And then I just had to bring this up. The Mindy Kaling, she went white. She went from dark to white. 10 out of 10 dentists recommend, not even 9 out of 10.
Yep.
And then Mindy Kaling's brother famously got into med school by pretending he was black.
Oh, interesting.
So Sis goes one way, Sis went white, and then Lil Bro went dark. And I think his name is like VJ, like Vijay, and he changed his name to JoJo. And he was like, yo, it's JoJo. Shaved his head and just pretended to be black.
Let me into Harvard Medical School. I got a 99 average.
Yeah.
He
got in. He got into med school. It worked. And then he dropped out. So.
Wow. And then all the people. So Mindy Kaling's trying to be more white. The brother's trying to be more black. And then
only when it suits him. He's not black once he's in med school.
And then now this show, which is a reboot of Scooby-Doo, they're trying to make all people of color.
Yeah.
So that's how it works, if that makes sense.
That's life. That's America, baby. Yeah. Welcome.
So, that's the big question is, where's all the positive reviews? Oh, all your 1-star reviews, it's all trolls? Okay, where's the thousands of people that liked the show? Mm-hmm. No one liked the show, and everyone just roasted you. Your show sucks.
Yeah.
That's so true.
Tough times.
All right, let's go to the pedo adoptive parent story. This is pretty dark.
Yeah, so big shout out to Mia Cathell, and I think the publication is called Theater. Or hold on, let me make sure I get this right because we want to. So basically, this was 2 Georgia dads from I think 2019, but a lot of the court documents and stuff are just coming to light now. But Mia Cathell is reporting on this, and she says, according to the 17-count indictment, the adoptive dads, who are LGBTQ activists, allegedly performed oral sex on both boys, forced the children to perform oral sex on them, and anally raped their sons. The one child, who just turned 11, suffered injuries from being brutally raped. So
the gay guys acquired a baby, and that's what they did with it.
Yeah, and there was child porn involved. They were sending Snapchat videos. There was I believe some pimping out of these kids, of the kids who were acquired by a gay couple, right? And so this is like an ongoing story where they're releasing more day by day. So Mia Cathell, Town Hall is the publication. They're like the only publication who's reporting on this. It's one of the most disgusting cases I've ever seen. They have all the supporting data, like this guy, his Snapchat, the court documents. And so this lady, Mia, is putting out the part 1. This was part 1. Part 2 came out a little bit ago. Part 3 and 4 are coming soon. So she's going to do an expose on how the adoption agency rushed through this adoption so that these 2 pedophiles could acquire a baby. So just overall disgusting shit.
Yeah, maybe an unpopular opinion. Sometimes it is, but I don't think it should be. I don't think gay guys should get babies.
I don't either. I don't
think
there's
so.
a natural sort of woman. We've talked about this before with chest hair, hairy chest shit.
Yeah.
Baby needs a woman. The baby needs a family that's kind of normal.
It's already being up for adoption.
Yeah.
It's like it needs some normality, some structure. I'm more fine with lesbians getting a baby.
But even then, I think we need a yin and a yang. We need a
Yeah, I think
masculine
so
and a
too.
feminine. So
Yeah, but gay guys getting babies, I don't think that should be allowed. Big gay guys acquiring a child.
yeah, exactly. And so this was outside of Atlanta. These guys, there's a bunch of, they apparently pimped the kids out to like other predators around. Just overall, the most, depraved, horrendous story of all time. And it's insane that no one would cover this, right? Like,
Yeah.
isn't that crazy that there's just such a clean cut, easily provable case and like nobody's talking about it?
Yeah.
Almost as if there's a huge agenda out there and a huge lobby, the LGBTQ mafia, the same guys who want to force a hockey player to bend the knee.
This is what they're trying to
They
bring
don't cover
in.
that.
This is what they're trying to bring in. I was in a documentary thing that was made from a friend of mine, and my main line in it that was like the one that rang the most true and made the most sense was the problem with progressivism and radical progressivism is the further left you go, it doesn't stop. There's no like progressive enough. You have to keep going, and it eventually ends with someone calling you a bigot for not letting them fuck your kid.
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to.
Yep. And these guys were doing all the gay shit. Like they met people on Grindr and like brought them into it. It's like just a weird fetish group. And apparently the big thing that's coming in part 3, I believe, is the church, the adoption agency. I think there was some major wrongdoing there and they rushed something through and they didn't necessarily do the background check. But I joked with you beforehand, this is why it's like society needs to make a decision on whether or not we give children to gay men.
Yeah.
To 2 gay men, not just gay men, 2 gay men. Because what are they going to do? Like, all right, now what are your incomes? Okay, that seems good. And do you plan on fucking the kid? Yeah. And it's like, they're not going to say yes. It's just like we as society need to say no to this type of shit. Sorry, Dave Rubin. Sorry, Pete Buttigieg. You guys are fucking out. Like, and it's not because of you. I'm not saying anything about you, but there is a proclivity to maybe do some weird shit with the kids, as evidenced by this.
Baby needs a girl.
Baby needs a girl. Baby needs some 2 horny guys hanging out in a bachelor pad. Yeah, let's throw a kid in there. Nah, fuck no. So
Baby needs a mom.
I'm tired of arguing for the most common sense shit on earth while America continues to slide down the slippery slope beyond my wall. You know what I mean? Like, it's very frustrating stuff, and it's almost leading to like we need a 2-party solution.
Yeah.
Like we need to let these guys go fuck
Have
up.
California.
Yeah. So
And I was thinking too, those channels on YouTube that are like the pedo confronters? They'll pretend to be like a 10-year-old girl and then
Yes.
they'll meet the guy at the store and he brings condoms and alcohol.
of course.
Then they're like, what are you doing here? But then they kind of get away and then they don't get arrested because they can't like arrest them or whatever.
Yeah.
So for those, you're not arresting the people. They're just very embarrassed and you're hoping that stops them. And I'm not saying they should do this, but wouldn't it be interesting if the content was the people beating up the pedo?
It'd be the best channel of all time on Rumble.
Or-
YouTube wouldn't allow it.
Yeah, it'd have to go on Rumble.
It would be on Rumble, and it would just be ass kickings.
And it would just be ass kickings of the pedos, and it's just like, oh, we can't arrest him, but we can beat him up. And then if we beat him up, what happens? The cops come, and the cops are going to what? Arrest the people who beat up the pedo, or are they going to arrest the pedo? And the cops don't arrest anybody anymore. So it's like, imagine that content where it's like, oh, go to Bonus Land, and in Bonus Land, we're going to beat up the pedos that the cops aren't going to arrest, and embarrassment's not enough. I think that would be an interesting situation. I'm not saying anyone should go beat up anybody and put it on the internet, but if they did, they would probably go on Rumble.
yeah.
And that would be the best content I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Because all the pedo confronters is great content. Adding the next level where at the end they're going to get beat up, that's like what everyone wants. That's grade A Tish. So I hope that kind of happens.
Yep. Me too.
What else do we have for bonus land?
Nothing. But man, I'm going to be following this case a lot and these sick fucks. There's one guy who's involved who was like a secondary person involved in these crimes against these children. And it's like the part of the reporting from town hall is like showing their social media, right? And this guy's just like anime profile pic, anime everything. So I don't trust like that. I know some of you guys probably like anime, but what's up with that?
I don't think.
What's up with that pedo crossover
I
type
think
shit?
anime is an automatic hard drive check.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think the same.
I don't believe in anime.
All right.
All right. Well, that's the end of bonus land. Might have been a shorter bonus land.
No. We have more bonus land, right?
We have
the
more?
Warden Executioner.
Oh, that's the clip. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one I wanted to end it on.
This is from Soft White Underbelly,
Yep.
which is a documentary about like, different players. Usually it's like street people or interesting lives, a gambling addiction. This guy's an executioner / warden of a prison in Alabama.
Let's let it rip. This is the final clip.
Well, I would go to the death chamber. By the time I got down there, they've got him in the chair, strapped in, ready to go. By law, I had to read that death warrant to him. And I would ask him if he had any last request or statement. Most of them didn't. If not, then I would tell the 2 officers in the death chamber to make him ready. Final readiness was putting the helmet on him and putting the ankle bracelet on him. And then I would leave the death chamber, go in next door to the equipment room. The 2 officers would come out. We didn't want to leave anybody in there with him for fear that somebody might pass out and fall into him. And once they come out, they'd give me a signal, tap on the door, and it was all over with.
It's just a flip of a switch.
It's good. This is
Press of a button.
Press of a button.
push of a button. Press of a button.
How did this affect you personally, doing this?
Well,
How many did you perform?
I did 17 men and 1 woman.
How did it affect you personally?
Well, that's a good question. I've never let their problem become my problem. And I didn't put them there. I didn't go out and arrest them and sit in judgment on them. Once they got there, that was their problem. And they knew that. And I tried to treat them in such a way and had my staff treat them in such a way that when the time came, we didn't have to look away from them. We could look them in the eye and let them know what's fixing to take place and what to watch for, and, here it comes.
That's interesting. That's a character.
They don't make them like that anymore, that type of guy.
And once they get rid of all those types, then they can pretty much do whatever they want with the world, because the people who are left are not going to be people who are going to do the right thing and stand up for what's right and not going to be taking no hooting and hollering.
I like when he asks him, how did that personally affect you? He goes, well, like he'd never thought about it.
never-
Like he never had a thought about it. Like, that's just my job.
Yep.
So, I mean, hey, world needs executioners.
That's crazy. And I'm glad it hasn't affected him. It shouldn't.
I wish that warden would find these 2 pedophile gay dads
Electrocute.
and really zap them, press that button, let it ride.
Yeah.
Because we need more death penalty, not less, I think.
Yeah, me too. All right.
Well, actually, that's probably wrong.
That's the bonus land for this week. Thank you guys for watching. Like, share, subscribe. You already are. We appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you at the next one.